All right, guys. Thank you for today joining my Q&A session. I got a lot of questions from all walks of life. Just came in the last 48 hours. Lots of questions, and I decided to answer most of them today if I can. So let's see. All right. Nice meeting you. Just nice that you got invited to the 1010 event. Just wondering, where did you get your glasses and what brand are they? These glasses are from Glasses USA. I can post a link there. I purchased it for like 40 bucks, $45. I keep using the same glasses because I'm happy with it. It's cheap. I don't need fancy glasses. I don't feel like spending $250 for a pair of glasses. So I just keep buying the same thing. Um, and just, rather than overspend and buy some fancy brand, just stick with what works. Good question though. All right. Okay. Excellent and congrats. If you have the time, I would appreciate your thoughts on the event and how this affects Tesla future. Um, all right, to me, 1010 event is one of the most important event in the history of the company, Tesla, right? I think they announced the robotaxi autonomy day, like 2017. Um, One of the reasons why I 10x, but I never get rid of Tesla stock and keep going is because I believe the margin of FSD robotaxi is going to be huge. Um, I always believe in software as a service, subscription-based services, and the most expensive when you run a a network of Uber is the driver, right? Labor costs. Imagine you have no labor costs, and who's going to benefit from a huge margin? Tesla, right? They're going to run the whole fleet, or they work with other third party to run the fleet for them and take a cut of it, right? So the point is, it's hard. It's really hard for other company to copy and run the same model because Tesla is the only company with all these vehicles out there with capable hardware to capture real world data. So who can compete with that? You can say Waymo, but Waymo is really geofence network with lidar, which is it's very different. It's like trying to boil the water when you have such a small group of trying to boil the ocean um, with a very small a kettle of hot water. It takes forever, and it's not going to be penetrate all the way across the country. It's not scalable. That's the concern. Um, so I believe Tesla Way is the way to do it, end to end, real world data. Uh, Initially, my worry is, even though I have NVIDIA, I worry that NVIDIA Drive will also compete with Tesla. But listening to Jensen lately, I still think they have a long way to go before they can reach full self driving level 5. So I believe Tesla has a huge lead. So I believe they're leading position for it will be for a long time. My only worry in this case is government. Government gonna intervene and monopoly worry all kinds of stuff. Biden, the far left, is not really the most Elon friendly. That's my number one worry, right? So government and all the political stuff is number one worry. But other than that, I'm totally looking for a 1010 event. Can't wait to capture more video to understand what's going on, in real life. My secret hope is robotaxi is more than just one vehicle, but a bunch of variant like Tesla van, maybe like a more than a two-seater, maybe a platform which allow other uh, third party to build, the cab on top. But they provide Tesla provide the chassis. But we'll see. Um, Maybe that's the future. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to see how creative and what they can come up with. Right? They all say this is the most amazing event. So I'm like, I got invited, right? I'm so happy about it. So let's see what happens. Sorry for a long answer here. Okay. Congrats and sweet laser saber display in the background. Yes, I got that from Disneyland. And I love Star Wars, that's why. All right, let's see. You may want to meal prep and cook your food. Restaurant food is also processed food. The food you can make for yourself from a stove goes a healthy long way. Totally agree. I, I think 80% of the meal I cook it myself. Steak, eggs, barbecue, seafood, all kinds of stuff. I try to cook it as much as possible, except hot pot. Hot pot is, I think it's more financially, uh, it makes more sense to go out there and eat rather than prepare yourself. It's a lot of work, hot pot. So, except hot pot. All right. This one is a long one. I'm a bachelor computer science dropout, completed 75% of my courses, got forced to attend this degree at age 18 due to cultural pressure. I know, right? Asian. And, and hated programming. I wanted to drop out after first year, but keep thinking just finish it off to make people happy. And also you will have a job in tech for life. Then I realized programs now called AI will do programming and it won't be job to live off comfortably for 40, 50 years of work. Then got into investing as I realized that is where the real money action is. And also to not get pushed around by manager boss while only doing it to make a few $1,000 per calendar month. Exactly. I agree with you. That's exactly why I got into programming. I believe that is in early 2000 is one of the easiest career to find a job, to secure a job. So I was able to get a job pretty much um, before I graduate. I got an internship, and the internship turned into a full-time job. So my only interview is for the internship. So once I pass the internship, I keep working, and then they asked me like, "Hey, are you done with school? Can you like work full time now?" I'm like, I haven't got my diploma. You just want to hire me?" I'm like, "Sure, you're already doing the job." I'm like, "Okay." So I before I even graduate, I always secure a full time job. Back to your question, it's important to find a high paying job, so you can get more money, so you can build your portfolio faster and easier. If you have a low paid job, it's gonna be tough because it's hard to save enough to make to get that slow boiling effect faster. The compounding it takes time. The bigger the snowball, the easier. So that's how I recommend people like try your best to find a high paying job. If you cannot find one, be your own boss. Um, be your own boss, meaning you can be an investor. If you have money on the side, you can start investing, maybe trading. If you are a entrepreneur kind of person, you can start your own business. There are so many ways to make money. But the point is, do it while you're young. As you get older, like me, I feel like no matter how many carnivore diet you get into, it gets old, right? You burn off. You feel like working 20, 30 years. It's time to enjoy life, that kind of thing. Your midlife crisis kicks in. So I think the most important thing is, like Elon say, work as hard as you can when you're young, because you have energy, you have motivation, you have the desire, and you have the passion. Just work like hell when you're young. I remember when I was a programmer, software engineer, um, I worked up to 16 hours a day. I literally have a sleeping bag in my office because I share office with my office mate. Two of us have an office, so we can close the door and nobody bug us. Right? When I get tired, I will just put the sleep under my bed, under my table, and just rest. Sometimes when I program until like 12, I just sleep under there, and when I wake up at 7, I go into the office bathroom, wash up, and go back to work. Not because I that's a tight deadline. But at that time, I have energy, I have passion, and I wanted to outperform other people. So when people assign me a programming project that will last 3 months, I try to complete in 4 weeks or so. So eventually can be done in 3 weeks. People, it just try to outperform and make sure people realize that you are the person, not just with with the skill set, but with the passion. That's how you get ahead, I guess. But you got to put effort. Unfortunately, there's no free lunch. All right. Are there any more questions? All right. This question is interesting. From your experience and observation and reading, what is the minimum and absolute maximum number of company one should have in the portfolio? Minimum two or maximum three to four, and put all your investing money into those two, three, four companies. I try to answer this question by saying I learned by mistake. Well, not we learn by mistake. I evolve over time. When I first invest, I mainly put into S&P, Nasdaq index, and then I try to handpick some company I feel like have a high chance of success. So I put 5% of those speculative company. And then gradually I become more a Google the free fund portfolio. Keep it simple. If you know what I'm talking about, I post a link. The free fund portfolio. Basically, you buy one international, one US. Wait, what is it? One international and one US and something else. I don't remember. But basically, break it into different indexes that can cover the whole world. And then I try to simplify that into just buy all US and then maybe balance with some bond. And then I find out that I'm not a bond person. I'm not into bond. It's a hedge against uh, it's a hedge against stock volatility, but in reality, it's really the whole purpose of bond to me is make you sleep better at night, knowing that no matter how bad the stock market perform, you still have some money left. That's the purpose of bond. And after purchase and stay in bond, 30% in bonds for like 3 or 4 months, I'm like, it's killing me. The opportunity cost is killing me. I don't feel comfortable being so conservative. So I have no bond. Uh, Not financial advice. It's all just my personal opinion. I don't have bond. I have, I was having international and an S&P 500. And then gradually I read more and learn more. I even get rid of international and I just buy S&P 500. I believe in US will always likely outperform the rest of the world. And turns out I think so far it's still correct. And also the other argument is most of the S&P 500 companies is more likely a global company already. So they already cover international part. So you really don't have to further diverse international. Just my opinion, not financial advice. So at that point, I was almost all in Nasdaq and S&P, and then gradually I try to invest more outside of that because it's growing, but it's kind of like it's not exponential. It's kind of linear. So I'm trying to look for more better company that can potentially 10x um, company I believe in, company I'm not going to be scared because it dropped a lot. And then I find Netflix, Facebook, and Apple. I put money in those. Most of them I double. And then I make the first mistake, which is sell too soon. Once you double, you sell too soon. And then I realized NVIDIA has a really good future. We can cover why I buy NVIDIA later. But once I have a strong conviction in NVIDIA, I think I put at that time I don't have a lot of money. I put a lot to me, which is 32,000 into NVIDIA, and then pretty much keep it for the longest time. And then I was getting fearful, and I sold 2/3 of it. I don't keep 10,000, and that 10,000 turned into 2 million. It's crazy, I know, but it's true. 10K turned to 2 million. Imagine if I did not sell that uh, 20,000, it will be like six, right? But you win some, you lose some. Let's just know could have, would have, what if, right? It is what it is. Yeah, and then gradually I become more and more leaning toward a focused portfolio. I now have about four company, right? Nvidia, Tesla, a little bit Palantir, and BTTIX, Baron Fund. because I want to invest in SpaceX, and that's an indirect way to invest in SpaceX. All right, that's just me. What other YouTube channel you recommend and find it useful? For Tesla, absolutely brighter with Herbert. This guy's amazing. I hope I can meet him in person. Um, Extremely hardworking, lots of interview, keeping everything up to date. If you're into Tesla news, up to date stuff, podcast style, definitely go with Herbert. I highly recommend. For Nvidia, take a symbol U. He got a lot of good insight, lots of good details. I love his channel too. And for Tesla valuation, I put down CERN Basher. He's on X. I don't think he got a YouTube channel, but he's on X, and he's a bull. He's totally a Tesla bull, and but he back it up with data. That's it. That's the important part. So check them out. Do you live off some sort of regular payment dividend from your account? Every 3 or 4 months, you have to sell some of a stock to pay for your general cost of living, or flying overseas, or going for a vacation. Yes. Majority of my investment is in IRA account, so I cannot really use it until 59 and a half. True, there are ways you can take money out and live off, like a plan. You can consistently draw a fixed amount on the monthly basis, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep rolling, keep the snowball compounding effect for the IRA account. So I'm not touching any of those, and I only use money selling share from my personal investment, right? My taxable account, and I am able to I accumulate about 3.5, so I can use it for my daily expenses. If I just spend 10,000, 12,000 a month, I mean, I can last a long time. Yeah, can last, like 4% rule. That's going to be 120, 10,000 roughly. I can last 30 years. I'm kind of like a frugal person, but I still need 10K, for family and stuff, for spending. So yeah, that one will last me easily 10, 15 years, and then I'm eligible to draw from IRA. So that's the plan. Sell some share to live off of. And you may say, well, that means the portfolio is depleting. Yes, but at the same time, I'm trying to sell cover call in my IRA account so that I can make up for those expense. If you know what I mean. If I can make 10,000, let's see, 4,000 per week. If I can make 10,000 to 15,000 a month in the IRA, I kind of even it out from portfolio point of view, right? I'm spending 10 to 12 in my taxable, but I'm also making it back from cover call 10 to 15 on a monthly basis. So kind of even it out. That's the current plan. It could change, right? I mean, just the way I do it, not financial advice. Okay, looking forward to your must-read books video. Great idea. But I mentioned already the two books that changed my life. First one is Millionaires Next Door by James Stanley. The second one is One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. And then a bunch of Warren Buffett biography from different people. These three books basically is my backbone foundation on how to gauge and how to evaluate stock portfolio, stock picking, and also how to control my emotion, and so that my mindset, so that I don't sell too soon, make all the stupid mistake like FOMO, fear, uncertainty, doubt, uh, buy low, sell high. Make sure I do the buy low, sell high. Buy when there's blood on the street. You don't have to swing for every pitch. All that stuff I learned from the books. I'm not necessarily buying them. I go to the bookstore and read and take my own notes, and that's what I did. However, if the books is really good, like the first two books I mentioned, I buy it and I just like go back and read it anytime I want. All right. Any other questions? So good to put a face to your voice. Yes, thank you. You too. Nice meeting you. Do you agree life is great as a kid. Always new experience, continue learning. The only thing that ruins life is work. Yes, I believe you. I believe work for my own self, for my own objective, is very meaningful and fulfilling. But work for other people's objective is very tiring. After many years of working a 9 to 5 tech job, sometimes the later part of my career is managing people. It's very exhausting. And it's not. I'm an introvert. I'm not into managing other people that much. So to me, it's not always easy. My colleagues will say you do a good job, but I deep down inside, I know I rather do my own, focus on my own objectives and goal. So I always say one thing. Let me see if I can find that line here. My motto. Gotta get it right. My motto is always say, don't be obsessed with money, but be obsessed with what money can do to accomplish your goal. So the end goal is not to get more money, to get rich and live a luxury life, but to buy back my own time so I can do my own thing. That's the priority to me, the most important thing. That's the goal I set up since 2020. How can I get to a state where I have so abundant resources and time that I can pursue my goal? So I don't have to like worry about schedule and just stress, unnecessary stress, and just do whatever I want. I know I'm not a lazy person, so how can I gain back that time? Right. So that's the plan I come up with. Become fat fire because I know fat fire means now I have a lot of resources and time to pursue what I want to do. Traveling, volunteering work, helping out children that is in need. I'm joining an organization that will serve um, not in US but kids outside of US, volunteer and provide resources, not just education but post education like career education, um, living expenses, uh, food coverage, like all kinds of stuff that is driven by my previous church, and I wanted to continue the effort. So the question is how to get more people involved, how to get the ball bigger so we can make that in a meaningful way. Yeah, it costs money. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, I'll let you know. All right. How many hours do you sleep each time? Simple food is the best. Meat is good. Yeah, I sleep 8 hours. 8 hours minimum. If I sleep less than 8 hours, I don't feel comfortable. All right, what else? Lots of nutrition recommendation. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. It seems like Nvidia is the main reason for your big gains overall. What percentage of portfolio do you typically allocate to your top position? What percentage of it? Okay, currently I'm 86% Tesla, 12% Nvidia. This number fluctuate on a daily basis, and 2% everything. Um, in mid 2019, I put close to $1 million into Tesla, and then it 10 or 12x, right? So it is what it is today. I put very little money in Nvidia. I didn't have a lot of money at that time, so I just like I put 32, and then I take out 20. I only have like 10, and keep it growing, and it become 2.2 between 2 to 2.2 fluctuate also. I think right now it's 2.1 something like that. Yeah. What else? Wish I had that allocation. Great job. I assume this is your allocation today, but what did it look like back in 2019 when you put 1 mil in Tesla? Great question. I remember very clearly. The first allocation into Tesla is $250,000, a quarter million, and I purchased it at $228 before two split, right? So let's see. That means 2 to 5 divided by, sorry, 2 to 8 divided by 15, right? So that is $15, $15.02 split adjusted, right? That's my purchase price. What did I see into this company? Very simple. At that time, Tesla was $46 billion market cap. Knowing what I know and the potential of taking a huge total addressable market in Tesla, at that time the Tesla is like, I mean, EV saturation rate is like 1.3%, and then the total market, if I believe, as I believe, is 100% or 99%. There's a lot of room to grow. Okay, so I know China. There's no risk from China EV at that time. Even then, which company actually make a lot of money out of EV, have a decent margin? Tesla. So that's number one reason. 46 billion market cap is ridiculously low to me. There are a lot of negative news. People worry about they're not delivering the vehicle, the production number is not perfect. But by the time I purchased, Tesla Model 3 ramp is already successfully ramped up. So to me, the highest risk is already gone. It's perfect time to buy, and I want to do it before Q3 earning of 2019. So I purchased it sometime in September, early September. Yeah, $228 per share. Yeah, equal to 15 today. And I still remember one interesting story. I try to sleep at night, and I have trouble sleeping at night because I feel like I don't invest enough. I don't want to make the same mistake again, like like Netflix or Nvidia or Amazon. I never buy Amazon because I always think it's expensive. That's a different story. I want to make sure I have no regret. So I know it's going to 10x. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. I know in 10 years it's going to 10x. To me, it's 90% sure. At that time, 46 become 460 billion is a no-brainer in this huge TAM for EV. But I expect it's going to take 10 years, right? To get from 46 to 460. I never expect it will get to 460 in 2 years, right? So my downside versus my upside analysis, return on investment analysis is, if Tesla do really bad, in 10 years, it become just a $23 billion company, drop by half, right? Drop by half. I lost 50%, $500,000. It's not going to kill me. But my conviction is very high to the point where I know it's going to 10x. So if 10x, which is 10 mil, versus 500, I can live in both situations. It's not going to kill me. So why not put 1 mil in it? So at that point, I'm like, the valuation is ridiculous, probably a lot of fear out there, but I decided to do 1 mil. I gradually become 250, become 500, 500 becomes 750. Still cannot fall asleep well. We were like, oh, I should buy more, man. It's too ridiculously low. So I become 1 million. Well, after I put 1 million, with basically all the money I can buy Tesla stock without triggering tax consequences, I purchased all of them. All my IRA I put into Tesla. 959,000, close to $1 million. And then later on, I add 120 for my taxable. Anyway, so that's how I get to right now about 18. All right, so that's the story. All right, you're reaching 20 million yet? No, close but not yet. You need to keep working to fund my social security. We all are doing. We all are funding a social security check here. Yeah, let me see. Okay, don't be a couch potato. No, I'm not. I got a lot of things to do. All right. Oh, this is a good question. I should answer this one. Thanks for sharing your portfolio. This is brave. How do you sleep with 80% in Tesla? In the last 24 months, Tesla lowest was 115. Actually, it's lower than 115. I think I seen 108. Today, it is double of that, so the swing is wild. Would you have a video to speak about how to deal with the big swing mentally? Uh, Good topic. Um, you must have a strong conviction in the company itself, meaning you have to really understand that no matter how the stock price fluctuate, you're still holding the same number of shares. Your ownership of that company has not changed. Reading from one of the book from Warren biography, when you purchase a company, you must see yourself as a co-owner of the company, right? So you own the company. Just because today's stock price dropped from 200 to 115 doesn't mean I have to sell my company. No, just because stock price, other people think your farm should, right? If they think about it as you own a farm, and somebody try to buy your farm at $115 per share to buy your farm, but my farm is doing great. I produce, I have sheep, I have cow, and I'm making good profit. I'm growing. Just because you offer me 115 per share of my farm doesn't mean I have to sell my farm to you, right? I just ignore the news. You want to think it's worth 115, all good, but I'm growing my business, and uh, I have no desire to sell it at this price, right? So you have to see yourself as the owner of a company. So when you think of it this way, you're gonna ask yourself, hey, the street is telling me it's only worth 115. Maybe it's the best time to buy more share. Your ultimate goal as an owner is to own more share of that company, especially that that company is a great company, right? If you're in a speculative company, you just wanted to um, how to say it, you just want to buy low and sell high and get out within a week or two, then you're not an investor. You're a speculator. They're a big difference. Your mind think differently. When you're a speculator, you want to take a little profit and run and hope for the next entry point, buy low and sell high again. But when you're investor, you're looking for a long-term horizon. You're looking for what 5 year down the road the company's going to be doing, 10 year. Honestly, I don't have a timeline to sell. My my objective is, as long as Tesla continue to execute the plan, continue to fulfill the business objective, and I would love to continue to be the owner of the company, right? At some point, they will generate profit by buyback, dividend, and whatnot, or just growth. It keep on growing, so I can leave off from the price appreciation. I don't need to have a deadline to sell. That's not a right thinking. So yeah, I see myself the owner of a company. I don't see it as a trader or a speculator or just when it reached $415, I'm gonna sell, yay. Like I'm not into those things. I hope I answer your questions. Question: Are you living fire lifestyle or by selling CC? You must have great giant portfolio. No, I don't have a giant portfolio. Anything over 15 million maybe dry. I don't live off by selling CC, a cover call. I live off by selling a little bit share, so I can spend on a monthly basis like 10, 12,000 a month. The rest keep on compounding. All right. Is everybody so in love? Okay. Yeah, I kind of answer the same question again. Okay. All right, time is good. Let's answer the last question. Thanks for the great content. I'm also a millionaire working in tech, holding Tesla and Nvidia, same as me. Cool. I'm considering moving to CA, California. Can you please describe why you want to move away from CA? Yes, costs are high, and if you can afford it, why not? To me, California is a welfare state run by far left lunacy. I'm anti woke. I'm not into this kind of um, favorism. You favor certain people because they have different gender. They have some weird, belief that I don't buy. I'm not into that kind of thing. I'm into merit. Like you work hard, you get reward accordingly. You study hard, you go to school. Just not because of your race, your gender, and all that nonsense. and I don't believe in free lunch. You work hard for your lunch. There's no free lunch. All the craziness about California paying um, illegal immigrant like mortgage and first a down payment. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? It's ridiculous. So I don't care how good the weather is in California. The policy is it sucks. I'm not gonna feel good about living here. So I'm planning to leave California. Still looking for a good state to stay. If you have any recommendation, let me know. All right, it's over 30 minutes. I think I answered a lot of questions. I hope this answer helps you and give you more insight on why I invest in the company Tesla and Nvidia. Yeah, I think that's a wrap. Talk to you later. Thank you.